It's Final Friday.
Reza, before the show, I gave you a list of categories, and I asked you to tell me 4 people you follow who fit in those categories. Your first pick is in the category Someone Who Inspires You, and you said Samin Nosrat, the author of Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat, and host of the Netflix show of the same name. She's on Twitter and Instagram at Ciao Samin, that's C-I-A-O Samin, and on Facebook at Samin.Nosrat, and I'm just going to spell her full name here, Saminnosrat. I also love Samin's work. She's one of my favorite celebrity chefs. Talk about why she inspires you.
Yeah, so I've gotten way more into cooking in the past few years. And when I found Samin's show on Netflix, it just kind of started like opening up these doors to like foundational aspects of cooking that I had never even considered. I mean, it's all in the title of the show and the book, Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat, and how those 4 elements are foundational to cooking, and how if you just like take cooking down to its barest elements, you can kind of achieve like a novice level understanding pretty quickly and start kind of freestyling in the kitchen a little bit and make up your own recipes or like make your own touches on food just based on understanding how those elements play into like making things taste good. And yeah, so that's how I kind of discovered her, mainly through that Netflix show. And then eventually I got her book as a gift. And I haven't like read it cover to cover, but I use it as basically like a reference tome. And so I'm just constantly like referring back to it or pulling out recipes that I like or tips that I like.
And did you listen to the podcast that she did with Rishikesh Hirway, Home Cooking?
Yes, I did. I listened to, I think, every episode. Yeah. It was really good. I was kind of sad when it ended, but I understand that some podcasts have to be just, open and shut, like a good book.
Yeah.
But yeah, another thing I just love about her style is that she also integrates a lot of like Persian cooking, and I'm Persian. And so I've gotten into Persian cooking recently myself, which can be a little bit intimidating because it involves a lot of ingredients and a lot of steps. And it's definitely some of the more difficult cooking that I've done, but the cuisine is incredible. And it's been really satisfying to be able to like recreate some things that my parents would make. And Samin within her book, she also has like a lot of tips on how to make Persian cooking a little bit more accessible, or she kind of like will update recipes or put her own spin on them to make them like a little bit more approachable for like the average home chef.
Yeah. Okay. So what's an example, or what are a couple examples of your favorite, Persian dishes? Stuff that either you ate growing up or stuff that reading Samin has taught you how to make. What are some of your favorites?
Well, there's a lot of like grilled chicken in Persian food. And she has this recipe in her book that's basically like derived from an American buttermilk chicken recipe where you marinate a whole chicken in buttermilk, and then the acid does all kinds of like amazing things to make the chicken taste good. But she put like a Persian spin on it where you use like yogurt and saffron instead of buttermilk. Yeah. And so I tried that, and it pretty much tasted like the chicken I would eat growing up as a kid. So I was like, oh, that's where it comes from. That's where that flavor comes from. So that was pretty eye-opening for me.
That's so satisfying to sort of have that revelation or that moment of figuring out why something tastes the way it does.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's why saffron is so expensive. It's delicious.
Yeah. So you said you've recently gotten into cooking over the past couple of years. Was that just because of the pandemic, or were you already sort of starting to get more into cooking yourself? I mean, I personally have been cooking obviously a lot more at home over the past 2 years, and I feel like this has been, a time when a lot of folks have been experimenting and trying stuff, going on their own kind of voyages of discovery here of whatever sort of food they're into or whatever food they remember liking in the past.
Yeah, well, it was, I started getting into cooking before the pandemic, but then during the pandemic, I definitely like took it up to 11. And I also got a Weber grill that my neighbor who moved kind of like bequeathed on me. And so I started grilling and barbecuing in the backyard, and making like Iranian kebab, which is something that my parents would also make while I was growing up. So I tried that for the first time.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. So the pandemic definitely ratcheted it up and encouraged me to cook at home more.
So is there anything else about the way, I don't know, about the way Samin writes, the way she podcasts or hosts her TV show? Is there anything else that she has done that has either changed the way you think about food, changed the way you cook? Anything else that comes to mind?
I think, like I mentioned initially, just that understanding those four foundational elements of cooking really changed my approach. Like I use a lot more vinegar or lemon juice or lime when I'm cooking now, just knowing what acid can do. I'm a lot more liberal with salt now and keep like a big box of kosher salt in my kitchen. And yeah, I guess it's just her hosting style in the show and on the podcast is just very friendly and approachable. And yeah, it just makes cooking feel like something I could wrap my head around more.
Yeah, well, I'm mostly a fan of the podcast Home Cooking, but I love the energy and the excitement that she brings to food. It really, she really, I know the phrase is already taken by a different celebrity chef, but it really is the joy of cooking, it boiled down to so few words. Yeah.
Totally.
All right. Well, that was Samin Nosrat, who's on Twitter and Instagram at Chow Samin.